Peace, salute, brother Stephen X here, respectring media. Just wanted to chime in on this snack Victor Conte, Devin Haney, Brian Norman, Sean Porter issue going on. You guys have probably been on Twitter. You've seen all the noise with Brian Norman Jr.'s interview a day ago with Sean Porter and Sean Zattel. And some of the things that are being put out there. I've seen clips and pieces. I didn't sit down and watch the whole thing, but I saw enough and heard enough really um, to get on the mic because I'm like, this issue needs to be talked about. I've been really following this whole PED usage in boxing since last year when Ryan Garcia was popped dirty after he defeated Devin Haney and got overturned to a no contest. And when he got popped for Osterine and Nandrolone by Snack had released the results, that's when I've really been super focused on this issue. And since then, the boxers that have been popping dirty, I think drug cheating's been going on obviously before Ryan Garcia popped, but definitely a name like that in the sport popping dirty, I think it influenced others to do it afterwards because they saw the punishment and it wasn't okay. That punishment wasn't a punishment at all from the New York State Athletic Commission. I mean, most elite fighters only fight once or twice a year anyways. So you suspended him for a year, 1.1 million back to Golden Boy. I mean, Golden Boy probably gave him back the money. It wasn't a punishment. But now we have Brian Norman Jr. insinuating that because of Bill Haney and Devin Haney's connection or relationship to Victor Conte, that and they're also the relationship with Vada, that if anything funny is going on, it's because of that relationship. So he's making the same argument that Ryan Garcia made, that Victor Conte has something to do with people popping dirty. I remember there's a tweet that Victor Conte tweeted on May 5th, which was 3 days after the May 2nd fight this year. That's after Ryan Garcia lost in Times Square, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. He says, interesting that Ryan Garcia claims that Victor Conte is the biggest cheater in boxing. Commentator Jim Lampley said during the 11th round of the Haney versus Ramirez fight, there is no real evidence that Conte is cheating. It is not turned up in tests. Mike Coppinger agrees, none at all. In my opinion, Ryan Garcia was simply not the same fighter on May 2nd, 2025 that he was on April 20th, 2024. Ryan had not been randomly tested for 10 months before entering a testing pool of 8 weeks before the first fight. Ryan can no longer deny that his performance and bizarre behavior before the first fight were highly suspicious. So let's talk about this testing pool of 8 weeks before the first fight. Okay, this is the same issue with Brian Norman Jr. and Norman Sr. They had said, okay, we're Riyadh seasons covering the 8 weeks. We can't afford anything beyond that. And Bill Haney said, we got you. We're covering it. Get enrolled now. The contract's already signed. Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. were acting very strange. Like, okay, someone's offering to cover your drug testing now. What's the issue? Why do you only want to do the standard testing pool of 8 weeks, which Riyadh season's covering, when the A side, which is Devin Haney, says, hey, we're not fighting till you get on testing? The thing with Brian Norman Jr. is he's never been VADA tested. If he's been tested at all, it's been at commission level, and he wasn't tested, according to his father, for the Japan fight that he had against Jin Sasaki. That means Jin Sasaki wasn't tested and Brian Norman Jr. wasn't tested. I don't know Brian Norman Jr. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt. We need to see the first test result from VADA to believe that you're not a drug cheat. You can't just say you're not a drug cheat. Devin Haney releases his VADA test every time they come out. Terrence Crawford has been releasing his VADA test for this upcoming Canelo fight. Canelo hasn't. That's a whole nother issue. No one's talking about that. Where are Canelo's test results from VADA? I'm pretty sure they've tested him at least once since he signed up. Right? I got a poll going on my Twitter right now. It's almost done. It's like 22 hours left. But I asked, Brian Norman Jr. says he doesn't trust VADA's drug testing. With the fight set for November 22nd, does he make it through clean? What do you think? And then I provide 4 options. He's solid, might fold, meaning he's going to quit the process because it's very stringent. They randomly pop up. He seems irritated by that. He wanted to go. He wanted to go on vacation and then sign up later. So it looks like he didn't want to get visited on his vacation. The third option, Nevada catches him, and then trust issues valid. I can tell you right now, this poll, you know what's leading on this poll? VADA catches him. So that's what folks in boxing Twitter, at least in the boxing Twitter sphere that is in and around me, thinks that VADA catches him. So that's very interesting. And I did a poll a few days ago where the majority of folks thought, 75% of respondents thought that Brian Norman Jr. is avoiding VADA drug testing. So perception-wise, reputation-wise, it's not a good look for Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. first to resist getting on VADA. Okay, you're on it now, enrolled, and going on this podcast with Sean Porter and making the same arguments as Ryan Garcia with Victor Conte, who we all know was convicted, did time for money laundering and distributing steroids for Balco. That's an acronym. Balco stands for the Bay Area. I want to say, let's see, Victor Conte convictions. Let me just look this up here. Victor Conte, the founder of the Bay Area. Okay, so BA, Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative. That's what it stands for. Balco pleaded guilty in 2005 to 2 felony charges: conspiracy to distribute anabolic steroids and money laundering. He was sentenced to 4 months in prison and 4 months of home confinement as a result of his conviction. These charges stem from his involvement in the Balco scandal, which involved providing undetectable banned substances to prominent athletes in baseball, football, and track and field. Interesting. So we all know this man no longer does this. He started Snack, which is a dietary supplement company. That's all it is. No different than all these other dietary supplement companies. People that work out know about supplements. Whatever you can get from a supplement, you can get from food. It's just, instead of eating all the nutrients that you need and the amino acids, you get supplements to help you meet all your nutritional needs for the day. That's what supplements are. Supplements. Performance enhancing drugs are an entirely different thing. And you can go Google WADA and their list of banned substances, very long list. That's a totally different thing. Drugs are made in a lab and they're not for human consumption, and they give you supernatural advantages, in this case in boxing, in the ring. They're going to help you hit harder, faster. It's just not a fair fight with somebody that's enhanced in the ring. And we saw that last year with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. We saw how fast Ryan Garcia was. We saw how hard he was hitting. The way Devin was falling to the canvas, I knew something was up. It was just weird. And, the results coming later was just vindication. It's like, yep. It wasn't just the 3.2 pounds overweight. There was more going on. So let's just clear up a few things. Snack is dietary supplements. That's in it. It's like a fitness nutrition program with athletes. It's not just boxers. Okay. Margaret Goodman started VADA, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. Victor Conte has nothing to do with the formation of VADA. Margaret Goodman. Let's look her up really quick because I just said she started. I don't know if she's in charge of it now or she started. Here we go. Margaret Goodman, VADA. Doctor. Yeah, here we go. Doctor. She's a doctor. Okay, that's not working there. Dr. Margaret Goodman was founded. Yeah, it was founded by her. Here we go. Behind the scenes at VADA, a Q&A. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing. The Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, was founded in 2011 by Margaret Goodman, a neurologist who formerly served as a ringside physician in Nevada. In the years since, it has come to be considered almost synonymous with PED testing in combat sports. Okay, very interesting. So yeah, so we know she used to be a ringside physician in Nevada. And yeah, so she started VADA. So VADA is relatively, it's not that old. So Victor Conte, all he does is enroll. I mean, not enroll. He refers athletes to VADA. And he's not even well right now. He's hasn't been active on Twitter, and I saw something. He's not even doing well right now physically. His health, and I hope he's okay because I think Victor Conte is great for boxing. Since doing that time, he's turned his life around, started Snack, and now he catches cheaters. He refers his athletes to VADA, which is the best program. And all VADA does is facilitate the drug testing, which is voluntary. You're signing up for it as an athlete, and they send the specimens, blood and or urine, to Utah for WADA to test. And other companies have to send results if it's not VADA to WADA. WADA is the organization that's responsible for doing the scientific test to determine if one is clean or not. It's not even VADA. They're just a transportation vehicle. So these are basic things that boxing media like Sean Porter, they don't know, or they're refusing to say to pander to fans that have an issue with Bill and Devin Haney, and fans that have an issue with clean boxing, which is crazy. How do you have an issue with clean boxing? How could you be against drug testing in boxing? The more drug testing in boxing, the better, right? So Brian Norman Jr. made a major mistake saying that on the public airways, that some funny stuff is going on with Bill and Dev and Victor Conte, and they've known each other since kindergarten, and some funny stuff is going on. And then Sean Porter co-signed it, and he should know better. He was on Snack, and Bill Haney had tweeted that. Bill Haney tweeted that they were introduced to Victor Conte by Sean Porter. Let me go to Sean Porter and his dad introduced me to Victor Conte in California during one of our many sessions together. I mean, what is going on here? This is crazy. This is absolutely bonkers. You know, Brian Norman Jr. is not looking good in these boxing streets right now. And I think, as far as I'm concerned, I need to see a test result. I need to see the first VADA test result whenever that's going to randomly happen on him. And then I'll be put at ease. But right now, this narrative that he's pushing, the same Ryan Garcia narrative that, oh no, Victor Conte has so much influence and power with VADA, which he has not, and they're tainting results and making fighters pop dirty. VADA does not do the testing, folks. WADA does the testing. VADA just facilitates it and transports the specimens. That's all that's going on. So I wanted to just come on here and clear up some misinformation here. Like stop it. Leave Victor Conte alone. I'm surprised. See, if Victor Conte was well, he probably would sue everybody involved, everybody that's slandering his name. But he's not doing well right now, and I hope he's well. He's great for boxing. He's catching cheaters in boxing. Um, all he's doing is helping athletes with their nutritional needs. Um, no athlete of his has popped dirty using his products, because there's this whole narrative that those dietary supplements are undetectable PEDs. Nobody that takes snack has popped dirty. Now, I think there may have been one or a few fighters that have popped dirty that may have been snack at the time or in the past or what have you, but it wasn't for snack products, if that makes sense. It wasn't for snack. No one has popped dirty taking snack products. They pop for something else. And I think I don't know who, it may have been one. But the point is, snack are dietary supplements. Snack, no one's popped dirty taking snack. There's no drugs in snack. It's not a drug product. It's dietary supplements. And this is what we need to get drilled in folks' head. And folks like Rachel Donaire is very good on these issues. And Nonito Donaire, who's really the pioneer of this 24/7, 365 VADA drug testing that Devin Haney is doing. Well, Nonito Donaire did that before Devin Haney. And these are facts. These are important things to say so folks know and do more research on it. Let me just leave it there. I just want to clear up a few issues. I'm going to keep following this story. And we need people like Victor Conte in boxing, the folks that were on the other side who were helping drug cheats, who can now they have the knowledge and information to catch drug cheats. That's what we need. And the more drug testing in boxing, the better. Right? So snack, I have no problem with snack, cool. But VADA, I definitely have no issues with VADA. I have no issues with snack either. I've never taken snack products, but I do take supplements. And love WADA. I'm for drug testing in boxing. Absolutely. Let's clean up the sport and get the drug cheats like Ryan Garcia out of the sport. That continue to push false narratives. He just tweeted the other day, false narratives, because of the stuff that Brian Norman Jr. said and Sean Porter. It's like, we got to combat this stuff with knowledge and information. So anyways, you can check out my stuff, my articles at respectringmedia.com. You can find me on Twitter, respectringnews. Just at respectringnews. Respectringmedia is the entity. If you want to support me in the Cash App, it's $ Respect Ring Media. Any inquiries, want to send in articles, questions, just shoot me an email at respectringmedia@gmail.com. And until the next time, we'll talk again. Okay. So Brother Stephen X out. Peace and blessings. Bye for now.